In the name of the Father and Son and the Holy Spirit, one God, amen. Before I start, I just want to reiterate an important announcement for all our youth who regarding next week with regards to the hymns competition what we announced. As you know, it will take place over Saturday and Sunday. Saturday after liturgy, beginning at 12 till about 6:30, just till Ashia time. And Sunday will be from after 2 for those who cannot make on Saturday. I know some middle schoolers will be away on a trip on Saturday, so they can do it on Sunday. You need to register online. I encourage you all to participate and register online. For any question or inquiries or help with registering, check with Mark Tawfiq, Irini Ghali, Mike Abd Masih, Pabli Riz, Basan Tawfiq, Judy, and any of the Alhan servants. They will help you with answering any of your questions. But it's important. I encourage everyone to share. Sharing is something and winning is something else. Objective is not to win a trophy or something. You are a winner when you learn. You are a winner when you understand the hymns, what we're saying. This is definitely something that I think we ought to, something really good that we all can invest your time. There are many things that take our time and attention, but if we can dedicate time to learn Alhan hymns, this is something, a worthwhile investment in yourself. I encourage parents, Bardo, to encourage your children to learn Alhan. This is for the announcements. So now we can start. In the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, one God, amen. We had the series over the last few months about certain movements we do in the church, certain movements we see the priest do, several movements that we do. You know, we mentioned example about standing up, sitting down, kneeling down, doing the sign of the cross, beating one's chest. We talked about when we give thanks, why we do what we do. When we take a blessing from the Bible or from an icon, or even when the priests greet each other, why they do that, and so forth. I want to shift to another series today about something that is very relevant for all of us, something that we all see, but something we ought to all to understand. I just want one volunteer. Come here, Kada, just for 1 minute. Can stand here, Kada. Okay, we have, what's your name? David here is with me. David is a very young deacon in our church. I want to talk about vestments. And what is he wearing? What is he wearing? What is he wearing? A tonia. Okay, you can sit down, David. Thank you. He's wearing a tonia. We saw deacons wearing a tonia. The word tonia or tunic, in English, tunic or tonia, is something that is so common. We see, but we need to understand what does the tonia or the tunic mean, and when you know what it means, I should know how to deal with it and what it means when I'm wearing a tonia. You know, because when you wear a tonia, you are in a different. So exactly, have you seen maybe a police officer? He could be off duty, wearing like normal clothes, but he's on duty. He's wearing a certain attire, and this attire has responsibility. When you are wearing that police officer attire, you have certain duties. You know, you are on duty. The same thing with a firefighter or a doctor or a judge. All these people have certain attire, and when they put that robe on, they have to respect what they do, and there's certain way they do things. I want to talk about the color. What's the color of a tonia? White. The tonia is white, and the color white is very important. I searched or looked in the Bible about the color white, and one of the most, can you guess which book has a lot maybe the most number of the occurrences of the color white. Which book in the Bible? Revelation. It's a color, it's a predominant color in the book of Revelation, mentioned about 17 times. 17 times the word color white. We hear it in, when do we read Revelation? Huh? Somebody else. When do we read Revelation? Apocalypse night or bright Saturday night. So I know many of you are awake in the very first part of Revelation, then they doze off. But if you either pay attention to what we read in Apocalypse night or have read the book of Revelation, you will see that there's every few chapters there is a reference to the color white. The color white, when you think of the white color or white robe, what do you think of? What comes to your mind? It gets dirty easily. It's a very special color, yeah. But what quality comes to, Purity. I like purity. I'll get to heaven. Purity. Let's start with purity. As somebody suggested, the color white gets dirty very easily. One of the hardest colors to keep clean. Other colors, if some dirt comes, it kind of blends in, But with the color white, any speck you can see. So the color white is the color of purity. That something is so pure. Something so pure is white. The color white is a color that that will help us if somebody has soiled their costume. You can easily spot it. God created us to be pure and wants us to stay pure. In the baptismal prayer, Abuna prays for the person baptized to keep the vestment white and clean. Remember, when people get baptized, what do they wear after they're baptized? What color they wear? White. They wear white. And Abuna is praying, help them keep the garment clean, unspotted. That's why we need to keep the garment unspotted. By the way, I'm not talking for deacons only. The concept of atonia applies to all of us. The concept of atonia applies to all of us, whether you wear one or not. But the concept that we are clothed with this special garment of salvation, the Bible talks about the garment of salvation. We have to keep the garment unspotted. Satan is trying to throw these yucky paintballs at us to try to soil the color. What do we do? What do you do when you get your garment spoiled? You go and do what? You go to clean it. How do we clean ourselves, spiritually? How do we clean ourselves? Yes. By confession, repentance and confession. So the color white, when you see that as a deacon, I'm wearing the color white, I know I have to maintain a state of purity. Okay, I can't be wearing something on the externally on the outside, a white garment outside, which is very nice and clean and iron and everything, and inside is not pure. When you wear the color white, I have to make sure that inside me is also pure. Okay, we're making some progress here. So it's a color of purity. It's also, I heard it's a color of heaven. And to the angel of the church of Sardis, chapter 3 in Revelation, says, you have a few names even in Sardis who have not defiled their garments, and they shall walk with me in white. So being with God, they're walking with God, even though on earth, in white garment. And then, for they are worthy. He who overcomes shall be clothed in white garments. I will not blot out his name from the book of life. So he overcomes. He who makes it to heaven will wear the color white. Also talks about the martyrs in chapter 6. How these martyrs, they were given a white robe to each one of them. It was said to them that they should rest a little while longer. So these martyrs, as they join our church, the church of martyrs, And every now and then we hear about people who are martyred for their faith. These people, every one of them going there, gets this white garment. It's a color of heaven, to be with God. It's a color of heaven. It's a heavenly color. What also the color white brings to mind? What does the color white bring to mind? In the Holy 50 Days, we change the curtains from red to what? White. What is the color? White. Color of what? The color of joy and light. The color of the light of the resurrection of Christ. The color of the resurrection. Because we are living the resurrection on a daily basis. We don't do the resurrection only on Easter or 50 days. Resurrection is a daily thing. So when we wear the color of white, we are wearing the color of the resurrection. Yes, of course, the color of red is the color of the blood of the Lamb, but it is, as the book of Revelation says, that those who have whitened their clothes in the blood of the Lamb, through the blood of the Lamb, we have the white color. Through the blood of the Lamb, we have the white color. So it's the color of the victory of resurrection. So when I wear that tunya, I know I'm victorious. I'm not going to be tempted by these thoughts. I'm tempted by talking by somebody else. I'm not going to be tempted by, being distracted. I want to be victorious because I am in heaven. So it's purity, heavenly, and victory of the resurrection. There are many things about the white color, but I'll stop right there. I want to talk about two things with regards to deacons, okay? And they're useful for everybody else. When we put on these, when I put the tunya, there's a little psalm that you saw inside, Psalm 29, to be recited while putting on the liturgical vestments or tunyas. And this psalm, you'll find some key ideas or some key things we all need to be mindful of or remember. How when we put on the tunya, it's a process of transformation. We change. We are changing. He talks about how at night there is how I put off my sackcloth and clothe me with gladness. Sackcloth is a very rough garment that people wear when they are fasting, when they are repenting. It's a sackcloth, بيسموه الخيش, like the أو المسوح. But we took off the sackcloth and we put on gladness. It's a joyful thing. I see some kids who are very reluctant to serve, and Abuna has to ask him, "Ya Habibi, tfaddal, come on, let's go. You are a deacon. You should go inside." I say, "No, I don't want to." If you don't want to become a deacon, those who are talking, you need to listen to this. If you don't want to become a deacon, that means you don't understand what it is to become a deacon. This is gladness. I should be joyful. I remember when we were in Egypt, we used to, not everyone they would let to become a deacon. We had to really earn your way to that spot. We have a tremendous blessing that here we're inviting all our young boys and young men to serve and get the blessing. So for me to say, no, I don't want to serve, that is something that is really, I'm sorry, pathetic. I don't understand what it means to put on the tunya, the color of gladness, the purity, to join the angels, to join them praising God. So we really need to rethink our, this is something that is truly joyful for one to wear this vestment of service. How in the night there are tears and there is mourning, there is joy. You can see that whenever you read the psalm that we recite during Tunya, you see the vast difference between me before serving and after and during service. Also, another thing that's important for me is to understand that this is a holy vestment. It's not something, it's not a t-shirt that you can crumple up and throw on under the bed or in front of. I see some deacons, as soon as they drink the water, take off the tunya, find tunyas in the back of the church. In the most odd places we find tunyas. That if I do that, I mean I do not understand what is the tunya. It's a holy, as you can see, is ornamented with crosses. You can count how many crosses. There are crosses. There are two crosses, two big crosses on the front and the back, and on the arms, on the sleeves, and small crosses ornamenting all the hems of the sleeves and around the neck and so forth. It's a holy vestment. It has been blessed by the priest. I cannot crumble it up or even put it in the closet. You hang it up. Every deacon should have his own tunya, because I know this is important. I should have my own tunya. I should have my own. I should take care of it, fold it nicely كده, bring it in a bag and take it with you. I know some people forget their tunyas or whatever. It's okay. That's why we have some spare ones. But you really should have your own tunya. You should take care of it. You should clean it. You should fold it nicely. It shows that I respect this garment. I respect the office, or the office. I respect the office is the right word, but I respect the job of a deacon and the role of a deacon in the church. I also I put it on with the blessing of the priest. I cannot take it off except with the blessing of the priest. When you put the tunya, Abuna blessed you, blessed the tunya, blessed your vesting of the tunya. So I cannot take it off. And if Abuna says go in peace, then he is giving you the absolution to take it off. But I am not at liberty to just take it off and just walk outside and go get pizza or get soda. That's not right. It is not right. I cannot. A deacon cannot take off his vestment that was blessed by the priest unless the priest says go in peace. If somebody has a special, like I know some deacons, they have to go prepare something. I want to please absolve me. I have to take off. I have to go this. Or may God absolve you. I give him the permission to take it off. But I cannot just take it off and go. And when I take it off, like I said, you hang it. You either fold it if it's yours and take it, or hang it nicely for somebody else to use it. The more we take care of the tunya, the more we understand what's going on. And the less we take care of it, the more we disrespect the tunya. That means we don't understand what does the tunya mean. Also, I see many people after they have got vested, many deacons, they go out and ask them, "Where are you going?" "I'm going to the bathroom." No, when you put on the tunya, you cannot leave the altar. The tunya ties you to the altar here. You either stand before the altar, or if you're serving around the altar. I cannot go outside with the tunya. Only in extreme emergency, I can go to the bathroom with the tunya. You cannot take it to the bathroom. You cannot take it and go down. You are all old enough. If I need to use the restroom, before you vest. After you vest, I am here. I cannot go anywhere, because I am in the presence of the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. I stay here. Like, imagine كده, a soldier كده, a guard who is entrusted to guard the palace or guard this building, and says, "No, what? I need to go somewhere." No, you can't. You are in charge. You are in duty. You cannot leave unless we're done. It's again, when we show the proper respect, it means we understand. When we do not show the proper respect, it means we don't understand. That's why we're trying to explain to you what it means to wear a tunya. Next time we'll talk about the badrashim. We'll go talk about the different vestments that we see in the church. To God be the glory now and forever, unto the end of all ages. Amen.